See a bard in the corner. Hi everyone, it's Bardic Whispers here. Today I'm going to be going through creating another villain class, or a villain, using the Dungeon Master's Guide. So we're going to hop straight into it, and as always I'm going to probably throw up a little trinket here and there, or maybe I might look into an item from the Eberron Module as a sort of additional help for this character build. So, villains, 94, 87, create villain. Okay, so we're going to roll a d8, and then we're going to have a look at what we're going to do. So, boop. So let's get a d8. Oh, where's my d8? There it is. Oh. 4. Mayhem. D6. 4. Overthrow. A government. Excellent. How are they going to do this? D20. 16. Stalking. Vice. So D4 for the vice. 3. Gambling. Okay, so this villain wants mayhem to overthrow a government and have nothing replace it. So, anarchy. So they're going to be an anarchist. They facilitate this by stalking government bodies and trying them to get into very impossible gambling debt, or things where they will require bribes or pro bonos to get them thrown out. So very much governmental espionage. So the villain's weakness. What is the villain's weakness? 5. The villain is destroyed if it speaks its true name. If it speaks its true name, it is destroyed. So we have the cleric of the dastardly, paladin oathbreaker, dreadlord, everything like that. Well, I think this is going to be sort of like, you know, you've got your espionage and spying aspects and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to create this person as a changeling for the stalking aspect. So let's move to normally when I create villains, the villains I have currently in my campaigns, they're actually a lot of spell users and stuff, so it's going to be a little bit probably good to have someone as big as spy or an espionage or something like that. Spy and espionage. Spy / anarchist. Changeling. So, changeling name is going to be, their true name is Fi. F-I-E. But they have multiple names. So what I'm going to do with this is change the a spy and a stalker and stuff. They appear as any entities of a sect, but it is just Fi. So what I mean by that is I would have this villain as just a singular person creating mayhem and anarchy. They're masquerading as every single person inside their sect kind of thing, but it's just them. So I don't have them very powerful. Rogue plus fighter, they could just hold their own, just a brawler kind of thing. And stuff, so that's good. Cool. So I would need them to be overthrowing governments, so probably not a kingdom or a kingship, it's just sort of like a governmental piece. So these towns, like maybe Sharn would inside the Eberron Module, it's like kind of Coruscant, sort of like a governmental body and stuff, so maybe we just use that. And I think the anarchists, so you've got different villains inside, so we can do Eberron villains and stuff as well. So what do we get for a Sharn Watch villains? Let's just roll a d6 as a subplot. A blackened book mage confiscates magic items from others to auction off to criminals. So, sells and deals in cursed books as well. I'm just going to look for some items. Treasures. So what is it going to be an item that I can have on there? Holder's crown. Feather token. Finder's goggles. We're going to have glamour weave. So glamour weave is clothing imbued with harmless illusionary magic. While wearing the common version, these clothes, you can use a bonus action to create moving illusionary patterns within the cloth. Uncommon glamour weave, you have the pattern that you can get on, you might be weaved with harmless illusionary flames. You make a charisma while wearing it, you have advantage. You can roll a d4 and add the number to your check. So you get d4 while using that. I think they're going to have a pair of living gloves. These symbiotic gloves made with thin chitin and sinew pulse with life of their own. To attune to them, you must wear them for the entire attunement period, during which gloves bond with your skin. While attuned to these gloves, you gain one of the following proficiencies: sleight of hand, thieves' tools, one kind of artisan tool of your choice, or one kind of musical instrument of your choice. The gloves can't be removed from you while you're attuned to them, and you can't voluntarily end your attunement to them. If you're targeted by the spell that ends the curse, your attunement of the gloves ends, and they are removed. So maybe the symbiotic nature is controlling, like Doc Ock kind of thing, that is controlling the villain. The villain of anarchy. I'm going to have these as brick, lance, as different sort of names that they use. Julia, Margaret, Jade. Maybe they use F names or something like that. Okay. Maybe we just give them a bit of a draw. Kind of going to use the similar aspects of the changing drawings and stuff. Kind of like a Final Fantasy character, a little bit. Trying to like robe. Sort of like non-binary, nondescript, sort of easily able to sort of mesh with the world, and you don't really have their true form as they work through the shade and the bushes. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to do a recap with this. So deep within the continent of Eberron, there is a villain, an anarchist, that's focused on mayhem and the overthrow of the Sharn government. They lurk and stalk deep within the towns and cityscapes of Sharn, trying to lure in governmental bodies and officers into impossible gambling matches where they need to do some kind of trade or pay for something using government funds or something like that, that creates pro bono or controversies or crimes where they have to actually find their posts. Their only weakness is if you speak their true name. Their true name isn't even known to this villain, so trying to find this information would be extremely difficult. They are a changeling with living gloves, so the question is whether or not the gloves are controlling the actions of the cursed item, the actual anarchist, or if it's the changeling in control. They seemingly are a part of a crime sect, but the crime sect is just this character, changing and masquerading as many different characters as they float through the underground and the underworld of this space. So, would you, or how would you come up against this shape-changing person that deals with seedy crimes, gambling, and the underworld? All-out attack? Or a counter-espionage yourself, or investigation? Have you been hired by the government to try and stop this person? How would you go find their real name? All very interesting aspects to trying to defeat a villain that isn't necessarily out for war and all-out aggression. espionage and spying is always a difficult thing to get out because you never know how many people are around or how many spies there actually are. Interesting little build. I have a changeling supporting one of my BBGs, so I might actually use this as the foundational part of this piece and continue to create that person, so I'll let you know how that goes. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy your long rest.